Hello, Facebook Live. This is our grand opening 2 hours. And I would like to say welcome to Real Life
Real Talk
Podcast
with your girl Wendy Williams, Gastonia,
and Dr. A.
So let's get into it really quick. Wendy Distraught, of course.
Okay, Wendy, you stay distraught. What is it that you distraught about today?
Okay, and all honesty, I'm not distraught. I just wanted to, say my little regular cue. But I wanted to say, I want to give a shout out, you guys. First of all, let's get into it. Hopefully, you guys have had a blessed Sunday. Let's start with that first.
Yes.
Everybody had a good Sunday today. I hope so. I want to give a shout out real quick. Our first topic is going to be about communities and how to take a village. But before we get into how we have gotten away from being a village and what it's going to take, I wanted to give some people a shout out really quick. And first of all, I want to start out by saying, if you came from my hood, personally, I came from the Victory, Florida Street. I'm a Florida Street baby. Okay, so I want to give a shout out to anybody that came from the Victory. I want to give a shout out to anybody that came from Radio and Barkley Street, because that's where I was generally raised at. Howland Hills, Myrtle School, Little Mexico, Modena, The Flats, Mountain View.
What? I have family over there in Mountain View, but see, I'm originally from Myrtle School.
Okay, so yeah,
then I moved to Howland.
Then you moved to Howland. So we can't forget Myrtle School, and I think is that all the hoods. I don't think I left anybody out. If I did,
if we
left you out, it ain't personal. Wendy love you.
Yes.
Anyway, but I just first of all wanted to get on here and say that. Okay, you ready to get into this thing?
Let's get into it.
Okay, I kind of feel nervous, you guys. I'm gonna tell you, I don't know why.
Don't be nervous.
I'm nervous because this is not rehearsed, so usually I freestyle and I just go live and say what's on my mind. But this time I'm trying to be in a more therapeutic setting, and making sure that I talk with clarity. And also we want you guys to subscribe.
Yes, please go to YouTube right now. Tell everybody. First you do it. Go to YouTube and subscribe to Real Talk Podcast. Look for it. And that's what it'll say for YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is titled Real Talk Podcast on YouTube. And I think it's the Real Talk Podcast -D as in dog, the number 3, and B as in boy. And you should be able to find it. It'll be our picture of our logo here. Where
get into it, yeah. Real life, real talk. So you guys, let's get going. So first of all, I want to get into what it takes to get the village back together. We're going to talk about community. We're going to talk about how we have gotten away from being a village and what that actually looks like.
Right.
Okay. First off, I want to start off with something plain. So was it last week? Last week we had somebody that went live about some kids that was pulled over in front of their place, and the police had guns on them. A lot of people was really concerned about the police having guns drawn on those boys, right? And so me saying that to say is you have to be mindful of the company that you keep.
Yes.
Right. So unfortunately, that was my nephew. He was in a car with somebody, wrong place, wrong time. The car ended up being stolen. He didn't have a clue about it, but that situation could have went completely another different way. What you think about that?
It could have went a totally different way. And sometimes, as you said, we have to be mindful of the company that we keep, but it's the environmental influence that I'm going to be speaking about, because sometimes when you grow up in a certain place, in a certain area, you learn to socialize with any and everybody, and when you don't have your own goals and dreams, then you just follow in with the crowd.
Correct.
Instead of standing outside of the pack. So that's where I'm at with that.
What do you think about how we done got away from being a village? And what does that look like for you?
Well, being a village, I remember I always heard this quote growing up that it takes a village to raise a child. And at first I really didn't understand what that mean, but as I continued to get older, it meant that, it looked like the neighbors being family. It looked like your family being family. It looked like Sunday mornings, going to church together. It looked like coming home and having Sunday dinner. It looked like if I was in need, that everybody didn't know I need a need. I had a need, but that my family and my friends, those close to me enough, would assist me in getting the needs met, whether they helped me with the resources themselves or they led me to someone who had the available resources. So I believe we have gotten away from that because in today's society, it's more selfishness. And people became selfish because a lot of people got taken advantage of being kind.
Correct. I believe that.
You know, and I believe that's what happened there.
Okay.
What about you?
All right, so, you know, we got Dr. A giving y'all a therapeutic part. When you finna get down to the nitty gritty? We gonna keep this thing thizzle, you feel what I'm saying? But I'm gonna be mindful because, you know, I'm in the First Lady's house, you know. So I gotta kind of say, clean this up a little bit. But I want to say this. Me personally, I want to say, back in the day, it was a village. Mm-hmm. I can remember, honest to God, you know, if you're hungry, just whatever, you know, neighbors really looked out for each other. I remember we lived on Radio Street. I never forget, you know, we could all be hungry, all thirsty, whatever. I could go to somebody, I could go to Portia's Parks and them house and be like, Miss Lou, can I get something to drink? You got what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like, you know, it was nothing, you know, right. We really took care of each other. But today, we have gotten away. Me personally, I think it started with, you know, no paddling in the school. You can't whoop your kids in school.
All right.
Right. You whoop your kids, people calling TPS on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The fact that, you know, just in general, and not no shade and no tea. You know, I don't do shade, I don't do tea. But just in parenting itself.
Right.
My mic, oh, thank you. Mm-hmm. Just in parenting itself. How'd that sound? Does that sound better, you guys? Is that too loud? He adjusted for me. Mm-hmm. Okay. Just in parenting itself, I think, how can I say it? I don't know because I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm not talking personally. So, okay, I'm going to say this. Just in general, we have gotten away from being what it is to be a parent. And I'm just going to say,
real discipline.